Welcome to Millennium Computer's fast online tutorials for budgets and forecasting. A budget transfer is a decentralized budget admin transaction, and this tutorial explains how to create a budget transfer and then submit it for approval. On the Budget Transfers menu, there are several options. You can create a new budget transfer or open an in progress, rejected, or budget transfers waiting for approval. The same options are available on the Quick Launch menu, which is convenient because you only have to click them once. I am going to create a new budget transfer. The first part of the budget transfer is to create the header record, which contains the basic information. Any field with an asterisk is required at your institution. You can search for the organization code, but I know which code I want to use and I'm going to type it. Open the calendar and find the date for your budget transfer. You also have the option to type the date. The budget series and budget type are also required, and I am just going to use the defaults. Add a meaningful description and then click Create to save the header record. And the following changes take place. The budget transfer number is added, your username is inserted as the creator, and the status shows as in progress. At the bottom left are icons that I will explain later. On the bottom right are messages about the budget transfer, for example, to let you know to add items or that it is not balanced and so on. And below the message is where the Submit for Approval button is. In the coding line, there are new, but optional, columns available. FTE shows here, but the external code and development category fields can also be set to display. Continuing with the budget transfer, accounting codes need to be added. You can click the icon to search for the code. However, I am going to type the fund code and then tab to the remaining fields. When an asterisk is next to the title, it is a required code or field at your institution. Also, some of the columns shown here may not be on your budget transfer form. Add a comment about the coding line. Add the debit or credit amount. I need to add another line to balance this budget transfer, so I'm going to click the Save and add another line icon. If it has been set up at your institution, the items from the previous line default to the second line. Add coding for the second line, or if the items were defaulted, change the ones you want. I am only going to change the account code. I am entering the credit amount because the previous line was the debit. Note that the message at the bottom says the budget transfer is balanced. There is one more important thing I want to show you about using salary codes. When you add a coding line that uses a salary account code, for example 6111, and if your institution has automated burdens or benefits set up, after you save the coding line, those burden or benefit records are automatically calculated and created for the budget transfer. The last few slides were just an example of what happens if your institution uses benefits and burdens. These coding lines will not be in the rest of the tutorial. And now I am going to give you a quick overview of these icons I mentioned earlier. You can attach a document to make sure important information is transmitted with the budget transfer. Find the file on your computer and then select the checkbox if you want to make this attachment confidential, meaning it will not be shared with other fast systems. And then click Upload to attach the file to the budget transfer. An asterisk displays on the button, so anyone that opens the budget transfer can tell at a glance that there is a file attached. The next button is the approval history, which shows the status and other information. You can open the budget transfer in PDF format with the option to print it. If you don't need the budget transfer anymore, just click Cancel. This icon makes a copy of the budget transfer with a new number. I will be showing you the Excel import a little later in this tutorial. Now I am going to submit this budget transfer for approval. The approval comments display here too. Note that in the Submitted By column, it says Self-Approver. That is because this user account has been assigned the FT Create and Submit role, which allows me to submit my own budget transfers for approval. However, I do want this budget transfer to be approved by a specific person, so I am going to search for the user called Test3. In addition, you also have the option to send the budget transfer directly to the Financial Planning Department. Add any other comments and then click Submit to send the budget transfer to the approver. The approver will get an email message with the budget transfer number advising them it is ready to be approved. If you are sending it straight to financial planning, and depending on the settings at your institution, an email may be sent to the budget department. And now we are jumping ahead a day or so after the budget transfer has been rejected. Please view the tutorial called Approving and Posting Budget Transfers for more information. Open the list of rejected budget transfers from the menu. Open the Approval History section to see the comments from the approver, and here they say to import a file from an Excel spreadsheet. In a budget transfer, you can add an unlimited amount of coding lines, and one way to do that is to import them from an Excel spreadsheet. The spreadsheet must be in a specific format, and you can download the template from here. Click Browse to find the file on your computer, and then click Next to start the import. And the file imported successfully. If the import is not successful, an error message opens with an error report. Please note, this slide is an example only to show you the error. If paging is set up at your institution, you can click the arrows to navigate to the next set of records. Again, this slide is just an example to show you the paging. To see all the records at once, you can move the slider or click the arrows to make the grid height larger or taller. The Delete All Line Items button is available if in fact you do need to delete all of your lines. You can edit a line if you need to change anything. And I just realized I need to change the amount. I also need to change the credit amount in the next line, so I am going to click this icon to save this line and edit the next line. And now the budget transfer is ready to be approved again, and I can resubmit it for approval.